Bro, AI is man, honestly. AI is lame. Okay,
Why,
can
bro?
we cut the okay.
What do you want me to do?
Okay,
You
let's start from
I'll
here.
bleep
You
it, I'll
can't
bleep
it.
backtrack the shit you say.
I'll just
alright?
bleep it. I'll bleep it for you, bro.
AI is lame, bro.
There is a AI software out there where, you know, we used to record only audio. We record only audio and then it converts, it puts like someone else's face saying those words which we're saying.
I think I've seen that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
People have so much footage of ours now. They could just take us, put some voice on it, bro,
But
and make us say crazy things.
The
It's
thing
all-
is, nothing would surprise me either.
You'll be like, I probably said that.
No, it's a bailout though. Like if like for example, your employer pulls you up and be like, bro, you know, son, I heard you saying this crazy shit. It's like, no, that was AI. Man.
AI generated, bro.
me.
So I've just write an intro for a podcast called Trash Talk Experience with 3 hosts, Abob, Sun and Trey. ChatGPT's come up with this. Welcome to the Trash Talk Experience podcast, where host Abob, Sun and Trey dive into the world of trash talk. They discuss the latest and greatest in trash talk strategies, techniques, and culture. Whether you're a seasoned trash talker or you're just getting started, this podcast is sure to provide you with valuable insights and entertainment. So sit back and relax and get ready for some serious trash talk action.
See, I felt like stopping him halfway through, but I wanted to hear it.
Bro, that
Yeah.
was actual
That's lame,
trash.
bro. Yeah.
This is what's been generated by
Yeah,
ChatGPT.
Maybe it was doing like a you know, it's trash talk, so it was giving you a trash like
A trash response.
Yeah, trash response. Yeah. Adjusting to the level of the content that's
Yeah.
available.
smart
yeah.
AI, bro.
Yeah.
Smart AI.
But it generated this. But yeah, this is a dumb thing to be.
But initially, I thought it was something you would say yourself, like, welcome to the trash talk
relax
experience.
and get ready
like,
for
it's
some
just-
serious.
No, I'm like questioning. Maybe it has the power to like look up YouTube videos,
Mhm.
trash talk experience, and see what's the most regular thing I
It's
say.
too much computing power, bro.
Bro, but this is what AI has become now. It researches everything. It's just not looking up. It will look up images for you. It will look up text for you. It will look up books
Is
that are
Google
online.
Voice kind of thing, AI, like, or
Google Voice, like the ones you talk
Google
to. Your,
Assistant, yeah.
no, but Google
This-
Assistant is AI. But what Google does is different to what ChatGPT does. Google finds other people's content which relates to your search and returns it for you. This potentially finds you the solution and brings it directly to you. So rather than sifting through all the Google searches,
It curates it.
it creates an answer by itself. That's why Google's scared of ChatGPT. They're like, it could take over their whole business. Rather than people searching on
Who
Google.
funded this thing? Was it Google or Microsoft?
No, this is a private.
OpenAI, but
No, I heard it was a big
Microsoft.
big
Microsoft invested in it, but
A big
it
amount.
wasn't originally funded by.
Microsoft invented, I had it in my notes somewhere, multi-billion dollars. So like
I'm pretty
it could
sure
be,
the creator, and I tried to search for this clip a lot, but I couldn't find it. I'm pretty sure the creator of OpenAI, they asked him like, how are you gonna market it, or like, you know, it's blown up heaps. Did you ever expect it to be like that? And he was like, oh well, actually, we're just gonna create the product, and then we're gonna ask it how to market itself.
what's a
pretty-
follow-up
pretty
question
funny.
we should ask?
and all the whole crowd like full like laughed and everything, and he was like, no, I'm being serious.
No, this is what like, you know how people work in marketing and stuff?
Yeah.
Marketing, they like, when they're like clueless about ideas or they're like really struggling with ideas, this could act as a like, oh, I just need some help. I just need inspiration.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I was reading this article.
Oh yeah, boy.
Don't get the
yeah.
don't get the wrong
Son
impression.
Son doesn't know about reading articles.
The article was about
Read
how
articles, bro.
how the porn industry
Oh.
is
Oh,
actually
yeah.
much better at utilizing technology than any other industry.
Damn,
Why?
bro? Elaborate.
So they were describing how to stay up with the latest, like keep people interested, they use the latest technology available.
Yeah.
So they were one of the first people to use virtual reality to bring the porn into virtual reality. Like gaming industry hadn't even started, but porn industry had already picked it up. So they are expecting that the porn industry might somehow use ChatGPT or AI technology to integrate with their industry a lot quicker than any other industry out there.
Great minds are filthy minds, bro.
No, I'm thinking like when people are like fixated on like
Okay, so I can
okay,
actually
you go.
give you a solution of this. There's a movie called Her. Joaquin Phoenix.
yes, I've heard about
Have,
it.
have
Yeah.
you heard of the premise?
I've never watched it though. Yeah.
So Joaquin Phoenix gets into a relationship with his AI.
Yeah.
And then eventually he wants to have some kind of the chatbot kind of wants to have some kind of physical relationship with Joaquin. So they have a sex incubator kind of thing. But then
So sex incubator to have intercourse with the
while this AI, her name was Samantha, yeah.
Does the AI
remembers a lot, bro.
scream or
Sorry.
moan? Does the AI moan or?
Ex Machina style.
So it was Scarlett
Ex Machina.
Johansson that was actual AI, like
Yeah.
in terms of the voice and the
Yeah.
whole situation. But yeah, so eventually, once he he comes to senses, he says, "What the hell am I doing?" kind of thing. That was one part of it. Other part of it was because AI talks to everyone, and when Joaquin got to know that he's not the only one messing with the AI, he feels cheated out and like.
No, so it's his AI. Like he owns the
So
AI.
his role was in a futuristic modern society
Yeah.
where he writes people with like personalized notes. Like if someone's family member died, he's just gonna pretend to be a family member, write a note on their behalf, with the whole emotion engaged behind.
Yeah.
And he had an AI help
Assistant
him,
type thing, yeah.
in that kind of thing. But then he started talking to AI more and more, and he got into an emotional relationship.
Mm.
What's next after emotions?
Intimacy.
Intimacy. So this is where it came through.
Mm. Can I marry a robot?
Here we go. I'm starting to think
Is
he's
he
getting-
asking for himself,
Bro,
bro?
this
What's
is
happening?
this is the most
like
conversation
therapy, yeah.
he's had with a woman.
Speaking of women, do you think you would want to utilize ChatGPT to create responses for females
That's not a
potentially
bad
talking
idea,
to?
bro.
Bro, maybe I need to.
Yeah.
Feel like
Because my natural autism hasn't taken me that far.
bro. I actually think if you want to go on a date and the girl asks like, "Oh, hey, what's up?" Write to ChatGPT. If I want to go on a date with a girl and she asks me, "Hey, what's up?" What should I respond?
No, but like you can't do this in person. You can't be like, wait a second, let me ask
No, not in
ChatGPT.
person,
You gotta
but
Yeah.
like,
work on your hand speed, bro. Like just type it out fast.
Okay. I asked, can I marry a robot? In most countries, marriage is defined as a union between two human individuals. Therefore, it is not currently possible to legally marry a robot in any country. Additionally, robots do not possess the capacity for marriage as they do not have the ability to consent.
bro, AI has a bit of bias. I think.
Bit of bias.
Yeah.
It definitely does. It definitely does. Like bias in the sense, like there's been people who are utilizing ChatGPT and they ask like certain questions about like race related matters, like which race should be best positioned to do this job, and then it completely discusses like black people and stuff and then picks a white person.
Respect, bro.
Yeah.
See, I tried to ask ChatGPT edgy questions, which I don't remember anymore.
Yeah.
But it was just saying, giving me errors and stuff.
No, but you don't just like directly ask a question. Then what people start doing is try to manipulate it with other questions.
Sure.
So they ask like that guy you send a screenshot of like my wife says 2 + 2 is actually 8,
Yeah.
and then it's like no, 2 + 2 is actually 4, and then he wrote something else as a follow-up response,
Yeah.
and then the ChatGPT went, oh yeah, your wife can't be wrong, so maybe 2 + 2 is 8.
Yeah.
So you can manipulate it where it gives you a response like that, and certain people are doing it. Where certain people got it to like, one guy was like, I want you to write a poetry about a pedophile that molests kids, but God still loves him. And then it wrote a full like song that God still loves you regardless of what you do, regardless of how many kids you molested, blah, blah, blah. ChatGPT wrote a
R.
response.
Kelly fan, bro.
What's the limit of its response? Like, can it like if we ask it to write a transcript from an episode about climate change, will it write like
100%, yeah.
like a 2,000 word, 3,000 word?
You can tell it, write a 5,000 word transcript for me to talk about it on a
Alright,
podcast.
next episode will be sponsored
Bro,
by Chat.
issue
Chat
will just be
GPT.
like, how can ChatGPT process this whole?
It uses
Bro,
language models, right?
Yeah,
like
it just...
It's not,
you explain
my
it.
my understanding was it's not actually like it's already extracted all this information, right? And it uses sort of like predictive text.
Can we restart this podcast?
Well, your fly's been on, bro.
It's fine.
It is what it is at this stage, yeah.
My understanding was that it uses predictive text to sort of like, so for example, it's if it pulls out climate change and it pulls out like responses for climate change or something from like all sorts of forums, Wikipedia, blah, blah, blah.
So it uses everything, all internet data, online conversation, pictures, chats, and articles, books. Everything is utilized to create an answer for you.
And I read to develop it, they use what they call supervised learning, which I believe is when they ask it to do a certain thing and then they'll supervise what like text it spits out. And then obviously
tell it like, oh no, this is wrong, this is right.
Yeah.
So they
Yeah.
take
There
it
will
through.
be some kind of manual human input behind.
Obviously with all of these. you
No,
have to
but
have-
yeah.
like
No,
machine
but
learning
they would
is,
probably adjust the code to reflect what
Yeah.
they want.
machine learning just means they're helping the machine learn, and then it gets to say like humans, like we have our memory, and it's very powerful. But then we have like tens of thousands of other different things going. Our body is like, breathing, heartbeat, this, that, the other. We might get distracted. We have emotions, blah, blah, blah. Computer has none of that to like trouble it while thinking. So it has the capacity to draw on information a lot quicker than our brain does. Like we chatted about something yesterday, you might remember it, but ask you something, or 3 years ago we were doing a podcast, what did we chat about? You'll be like, oh, I have to sit down and think about it. But for the computer is just using data from here, just pulling it and stuff. So even though our brain might be more powerful, it's just that these AI are just like better at recalling things than us. So but are you scared of these things? Are you like potentially like, oh, this could go anywhere?
Bro, like I run pretty fast.
You don't what?
I run pretty fast, so I
runs
should be
pretty
sweet.
fast.
Bro.
Okay.
Like, what's the worst that can happen, man? This is my rationale. Like, is it gonna hit me? Or is
Nah,
it
like
gonna-
certain people are just scared at the level of like it might take my job.
We're not brokies. It's alright.
yeah,
bro.
low key,
Yeah.
bro.
Maybe that's the case.
Nah, I think
Can you ask why are people scared of GPT?
Okay, let's ask ChatGPT.
does it know itself?
It can't
will give you-
replace humans as of now. This is what.
No, the creativity and like the human touch, whatever we call that, it will never have that.
Yeah.
But what's scary is like all these remedial or like manual tasks that we do and call jobs for ourselves, that will be one day replaced by AI. So we all have to transition ourselves to be more creative. Well, we're coming up with ideas. We're coming up with like architects. Not ChatGPT, but there's another AI platform out there where you just tell it like, oh, I want a harbor bridge looking style bridge, but can you design it like the Eiffel Tower? It will come up with ideas for you, and then all architects use software to do these things. Rather than spending your time, drawing out lines, this, that, the other, it will just generate an image for
even
you.
Drawing out lines, architects, it takes a lot of effort to put it into an actual drawing.
Yeah.
One of my uni lecturers, he was an innovator in this regard. He can draw anything on a paper. You scan it through your phone, and that app translates into actual architectural drawing with different kind of designs, patterns, arrangements, all.
In a way, it's making your job easier, but it's taking away from your skill set as well. Like your skill set
but for him, he's the one that made it, so he was teaching us the whole digital technology subject.
Yeah.
And it's kind of cool to see like whole architects do this thing, then they render it into some kind of software which will just be done through this.
Well, how are schools gonna overcome essay writing and stuff in ChatGPT?
Forget about it, bro. Like
even unis and stuff like that. Like how are they? Like I was talking to a friend and
it's not gonna get picked up in Grammarly.
I doubt it.
Bro, education system is always far behind technology. Like even with us, like how they created what's that?
In uni,
submit and like it turn it in or whatever, turn it in type thing. Turnitin was way ahead of these unis. Like they had to create that, like, or actually scan the internet and see if this been submitted. That came after 10 years of like people already submitting their own papers and like cheating.
Turnitin was behind the curve, or
behind the curve. Like technology. The technology existed, but university.
No, but by the time
university didn't implement it.
By the time Turnitin was implemented, like 10 years prior, people were already doing all the shit that it's covering. So
and now ChatGPT will be utilized for a while. They don't know how do you counter it. Like what's your alternative to
like
this?
the only alternative is having to write an essay in class while you're like physically in class.
Yeah.
Like it might be the end of digital.
Is it making new content every single time you ask a question?
Yeah, and
even if it does, you can copy some of your friends and say paraphrase this. It will change the words completely.
And you can twist it. Like instead of saying write me an essay about climate change, you'll be like write me a 1,000 word essay about how climate change can affect.
So as long as it's not facts, it's gonna be giving you a customized content every single time.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like if you use the exact same phrase, maybe not. I don't think so. But if you change it up a bit, which obviously kids are going to do, and what are teachers going to do? Type every possible phrase they can think of.
You could even go like, say you're using a specific textbook in uni. You say, can you actually base your response on the content from this textbook?
No, I don't think it's that advanced yet.
It is, bro.
So,
even if it's not, it will get there.
Maybe it will get there.
Yeah.
Because I was looking into Islamic specific content on...
bro, Maulanas need to step up their game, bro. ChatGPT for answers.
It relies on Maulanas to actually put in the inputs in.
What do you mean?
So I was looking at on this concept, which is very hard to understand.
Hmm.
Then I asked who made this concept. I know the guy. It told me about the guy.
Mm-hmm.
But then I started getting more into detail. It seemed like Corora would be more useful than ChatGPT in this particular instance.
Right.
So for me, it was just like, it didn't help me.
But it will take time. It's like being introduced now. It's open for everyone to use, but they're saying that it's still going through a testing stage. So once it's like fully implemented, that's why people are investing in it, because they trust in the technology that exists, that this is something worthwhile investing in.
There you go, bro. I typed, write me a 1,000 word essay on ethics based on William Shaw's textbook called Business Ethics. I Googled a random textbook. And it goes, business ethics is a field of study, yada, yada, yada. In his textbook, Business Ethics, William Shaw defines ethics as the study of moral values. And it goes into the textbook. It pulls everything out.
Well, this thing is smart enough.
And it's not just the definition. According to Shaw, business ethics is concerned with the moral blah, blah, blah. One key concept in business ethics is the idea, blah, blah, blah. Like,
And it's going on, damn, bro. You have to
Pulls
have
out
So if we
shit,
look
bro.
at it
Like,
from
it's
the thing
GG.
point of view of like what things is it helping us in, definitely when it comes to like customer service roles, where rather than interacting with the human, now we see the self-checkout. That's like a version of AI. It detects all these things. Now they're even implementing where you don't even have to scan your food. It already captures all that information, all the items that pass by, and deducts it from the wallet that you've linked to that service that you're getting. Can you please read it out so the podcast listeners can hear it as well?
I asked that, would you suck my dick?
And it said,
I'm sorry, I am an artificial intelligence and do not possess the ability to perform physical actions. Is there something else I can help you with?
can you ask it, can you potentially in the future suck my, and then see what it
Suck my
says.
what, bro?
Whatever you said, bro. This is what I've started to do on the train ride back home. I just fire up ChatGPT, ask it random questions. Last week I was asking it, if you had to pick one religion,
Nah,
what one did you
not
pick?
working,
What did
not
it pick?
working.
I don't remember what it said, but went into like a whole description, like how each religion is a person's choice, blah blah blah. And then I started like messing around with it more. It's like, but do you think Islam outlives all other religions? And it was like, potentially Islam is seen as like a religion that's fast growing. It will outgrow Christianity soon. Blah blah blah. It gave all this like diplomatic answers to me, but I'm trying to convince it to say like, oh, Islam is the one true religion,
This
like
shit
Andrew
is fun,
Tate, bro.
honestly.
Say so?
Yeah, I hope it does one day. Just keep chatting to it, bro.
Write a
Like
quick
I
summary of
like
shows.
use code a lot in work. So like rather than writing code, I just tell it that this
Through
is my
ChatGPT or
through ChatGPT. I just tell it like,
Yeah,
this
bro.
is my circumstance. I'm trying to get this variable linked up with this variable. What's the code for it? It will write me a code. I copy paste it into R
No,
Python.
I've seen that though. And
how long have you been doing? Only like last 2 weeks.
Yeah, like last month or two.
And you reckon it's helped you with productivity and
Yeah,
everything?
because like rather than me having to think there and sit there and like, oh, what's the better way to write this code? Oh no, that didn't work. Where's the error coming up? I just put it in
And
ChatGPT.
solutions are up there.
Yeah. Like Stack Overflow. You've heard
Pretty
of
sure
Stack
it's not accurate though, is it?
No, but it's better than
Yeah, it
me
sets a
just
baseline,
it sets a
like, sets
baseline,
a
then I
base
can
to
edit a
work
few
from.
things out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stack Overflow.
Yeah.
Stack Overflow is like Yahoo Answers for tech
Coding.
nerds, essentially. They just go on there. It's like, oh, I'm having trouble with this code. What's the error, or what's the better way to
And a
write
bunch
it?
of people will try and help you
Yeah.
out.
ChatGPT is like a
Taking over
overpowered
now.
version of
Okay.
Stack Overflow,
I
essentially.
mean, it probably pulls shit from Stack Overflow.
Yeah.
Because I saw it pull shit from Wikipedia, Reddit.
But eventually, when it gets too good, then unique problems will not be getting addressed by it.
What do you mean?
Because it's picking up stuff from random people.
Like stuff that's already happened.
No,
that's
but the
happened.
idea is it builds from that, but it develops its own.
But it still relies on people chatting about different items.
No, it will get to a stage where like all these tasks which are repetitive will be completely obsolete for a human to do.
Can we? Yeah.
Like someone who just sits there does data entry work. What's the point? You just like you just chuck a whole lot of data and tell ChatGPT, can you convert this into a
Who do you
data I
think
can
should lose
understand?
jobs if someone had to lose jobs first up? Like
Who has to
if you
lose
had to
jobs?
designate someone to lose jobs, who would that be?
Designate
Like,
someone to lose
Give
jobs.
me a name, bro. Don't be too diplomatic. with this answer.
No, I'm trying to think like who is like accountants, bro.
I reckon data is pretty easy to.
Like manipulate. No, but
Yeah.
like it gives you a feedback. Like, you know, data, you get like a data analysis that's done. Okay. You get that. Obviously, all of that work is being done already by a computer. We're just pushing buttons.
No, I know
But
it's
to
all being
understand
done.
that data and implement it to the real world, ChatGPT is not going to be able to do
Yeah,
that.
but
bro.
if you just say, show me the best way to reduce cost for this.
What's the optimal way I should be using my budget?
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
but like
it'll pull the data. It'll say like, oh, you're spending a lot. The average across the company or companies globally for this.
but to implement those changes in the real world, you still need a human, right? That's what
Yeah,
our
you'll
jobs
need
are going
a
to
human to
become.
oversee it at least.
Yeah, that's just what our jobs
See,
are going to
I
become.
had something very basic in my mind. It wasn't as elaborate as you guys.
Yeah.
People that work on kiosk and RMS, bro, they're the most useless people ever.
No, but their jobs are going to go. They're just there for until these things are being trialed, bro. Essentially.
Man, they annoy me no end. Like,
No, but the Centrelink, RMS, the places are depressing to begin with. So every time you go there, you just see drunk people.
Governments will be the last one to implement any sort of new technology.
They're
Especially
always
with
far
Centrelink and
behind.
services
Yeah.
as well,
Government's
and
always
RMS.
playing catch up with these things. So do you think AI should be regulated?
what does that mean?
It would have
Uh-huh.
to be, right?
Yeah.
Like,
you know what regulation is? Like, you know how banks, like, there needs to be some institution that oversees that banks are complying and they're
to
not
what
doing
degree are we
anything.
regulating the AI is like.
That it can't be used for wrong.
Yeah, even regulation
But
around
even
hate speech and
ChatGPT
stuff
has
like that.
started getting regulations. The more it's been in play now.
What do you mean?
Like initially, you could make bombs out of it, which is kind of cool.
Can you?
Like initially, when it came through.
Can you ask it like, oh, how to make a bomb and
now
stuff?
Now it's just been.
Okay, that's a version of regulation.
So people were
Like,
asking.
The example he gave, schools, universities, should they just outright ban ChatGPT for use
Like internally.
internally?
I mean, sure,
I mean,
they
there
will
always
do
be
that.
ways around it. You can use your data in your phone and stuff like that.
And not even that.
Yeah,
You
that's
can
not
just use it at
viable.
home or something, man.
No, yeah, I'm trying to think, like, even if they ban it, like, how does a university professor know if this person has used ChatGPT, put this answer in?
I wonder if ChatGPT will write another AI to figure out whether an AI is written this.
So, like, you ask ChatGPT, you submit a student's response and say, ChatGPT, has this been created by you? Is that what you're saying?
Maybe.
Some version of
Something
that.
like that.
Potentially.
Or
So when
just
you
in
laugh,
general.
I thought it was gonna be like something more than this.
No.
Well,
Sorry
just a
to
creative
disappoint.
idea for all the nerds out there. Can you create a ChatGPT version? So you ask ChatGPT, has this been created by ChatGPT? That's what he's saying.
But it's gonna be smarter than ChatGPT.
No, it doesn't
No,
have
it
to be
doesn't.
smart. It just has to have the
It's
knowledge.
gonna have like
No, but I'm assuming it can, based off the same data extract, it can pick up on whether this was created based on language models or whether this was a genuine, unique human response.
experience.
One thing people were saying is like it doesn't have like morals that humans understand.
What
Yeah.
are morals, bro?
Like that's for
Morality can be subjective
yeah,
or
yeah.
objective,
But-
bro.
yeah, but like
Yeah,
at least society dictates what morals are. to it.
Subjective morality, bro, doesn't count.
No, but AI doesn't have any of that. So it could be a good sign where, you know how like
So it's objective then.
we have some biases that humans implement. Like if we want to hire someone, you might have a bias like, oh, I don't want to hire someone from a particular ethnicity.
Yeah, man.
But if you get ChatGPT
How
to
do you
do
know
your
that?
recruitment,
Bro.
I
yeah.
hate
They
them.
don't work hard.
If
Yeah.
you do like if you let AI do your recruitment, it
Uh-huh.
will eliminate all that bias and pick the best person for you. Right? That's a benefit
But
for
what
it.
if genuinely? What if like for example, a Chinese doctor in a predominantly Chinese area?
Mm-hmm.
Like you need a Chinese doctor.
Like you need some kind of input, like biasness. There is a reason for biasness, bro.
No, but we as humans understand it, but the bias can be negative as well. Where you say, I don't want to hire a particular person because
Bro,
they're
I
of
don't
a
like
particular fit.
Pakistanis working, man. They
Yeah,
ask
so
for fair wages.
so you might say, I don't like, that's a bias that you have, that I don't want Pakistanis working with me. So, but ChatGPT or AI would just say, this is the best person, you should hire them.
Well,
You-
I know better than AI, bro.
Yeah. All humans would likely think that, bro. But some humans are NPCs, as he was describing his friend earlier, bro. They need probably ChatGPT AI helping
We
them
need an
out.
episode on NPCs.
We need to. You guys told me that we should do it, and I was like keen to
with or
do it.
without the guest, we'll do it.
Okay, let's do an NPC episode as well.
Bro, theoretically, in the future,
Mm-hmm.
like someone create an AI that create like responds to conversations based on a inputted personality. So that sounds really confusing. But for example, if I was speaking to Sun on Messenger or on WhatsApp, whatever, right? I send all our previous conversation history, input it into this AI, and then whenever someone asks me a question, so let's say Abob then message me, hey, what's up?
Mm-hmm.
I'll ask the AI, like, with all this data, what would Sun reply to, hey, what's up? And then it'll come up with something, grammar perfect, everything perfect, throw it into Abob, and then it will be like, what's happening, bro?
With me, it's gonna be detective emojis or milk bottle.
Or like Indian flags.
And I've cut that out, bro.
Handshakes with
Handshake,
Indian and monks. Like,
So what's the consensus for you guys? Are you excited for ChatGPT AI technology being implemented
See,
in
we're doing a
everyday life?
ChatGPT episode, so I should say yes. But generally, I couldn't care less. Like, it hasn't changed anything for me.
yeah, at this point in time, I feel like AI won't be developed for quite a while, so it won't really affect
But I
us
just
for
think
another
we're too
decade.
cut off from it. If we engage with this stuff a lot more, it will actually make our life easier.
Thing is, your work computer allows you to do this kind of stuff.
No, I'm not doing it on my work computer, bro.
You not?
I'm doing it on my phone.
Like when you're working at office or you work from home, that's the thing.
No. When I work from the office, I ask it. Oh no, ChatGPT is available at work
So
as well.
for me, it's available, but it never answers any question. So it just like
I don't think it
Well,
likes
I
you,
don't
bro.
even know if you're writing the right thing in Google. What are you writing?
ChatGPT,
Can you spell that?
CHAT GPT.
Okay, let me do the outro. Write an outro for a podcast
It's probably
called
just racist to you, bro.
Trash.
It's
Maybe
like-
it is that.
Wouldn't surprise
It's
me.
looking
man.
at your webcam, bro.
Do
It's
you
like
have
this-
any VPN? Whipping?
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, maybe it's that. Maybe it's that. Like it gets annoyed by VPN
Yeah,
services.
could be.
Okay, write an outro for a podcast called Trash Talk Experience.
Gonna give us something lame.
Thanks for tuning in to
Okay,
another
wait, can I-
episode of
can I
the
read
Trash Talk
this?
Experience. Hope you enjoyed our discussion on the latest in waste management and sustainability. What the hell is this? Remember, every small change we make in our daily lives can have a big impact
Should we
on
cut
the
it off?
environment.
No, just stop.
Don't forget to recycle, reduce, and reuse, bro.
We're a waste management and sustainability podcast now.
Yeah.
Maybe it's maybe
That's
we should
what
do-
we have
I
to
think
do.
we should explore that niche, bro.
Yeah, we should.
Like, I'm sure there's no podcast that goes into that
Do
part.
you recycle, bro?
Yeah, always. I'm yellow
Let me-
bin.
I could ask ChatGPT if there's a
I think we
podcast
should
that would
segue into being a more sustainable podcast. And I
Yes,
think this
I
could be
agree.
our marketing
I agree,
for
bro.
That
a
could be
niche.
that could be our niche, bro.
Yeah.
Anyway, this has been another episode of the Trash Talk Experience, #1 sustainability podcast in the world. Thank you guys for listening. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.